What's up, guys? It's Crush Magazine. We're here with Tommy Fleece. Can you tell us some highlights of the tour? Some of the most surprising cities so far, loudest?
Yeah, Boston. Boston was the craziest so far, I think. Like actually wild, like kids throwing up and passing out and like getting kicked out of the show. Like Boston, I did not think that you were like that.
So, I also wanted to get into your relationship with MGNA Crrrta. I was there at the Boston show. We're here today in Brooklyn. You guys seem to feed off of each other's energies.
I don't know. I just like really respect them as a group, and like I've always been a big fan of them. So like I'm like hyped to be able to open for them, and like the crowds have been so like open to like dance and like rock and and smile, and not be nervous, so like it's an easy crowd to get going.
I read somewhere that with your music, you kind of don't want people to read too much into it. It's kind of surface level stuff. You hear it, you like it, you know it, kind of thing, right? So, with a song like Katie Vaughn, for example, we heard the story behind that, kind of what experiences shaped that. We got Hanging on a Minute, great record, by the way.
Thank you.
Is there, if any, story behind that kind of shaped that track? And then a side question is, what would you tell somebody who is tempted to break no contact?
Oh, hanging on a minute. That the story behind that. Always in the relationships. I'm always in the relationships. Always something going on with me. And I'm always like, man. And I'm always like writing songs. So like, I don't know, like, and I like to write like cliche like pop songs. You know what I mean? Like just like a breakup song, you know what I mean, or like a relationship song. Like I think that's such a like fun thing to make and like a beautiful thing to make. Like I feel like there are a few songs by like Katy Perry. Katy Perry. You just listen to it and you're like, oh, teenage dream. You know what I mean? You just know what it's about. It's. I feel like should be like you listen to it, and whatever your own take is on it, it is what it is. Yeah. But it's about relationships.
And any words to somebody out there who's about to break no contact?
Just don't be insane. Don't be an insane person. Respect people's boundaries. Don't be insane. Boys, especially, be a normal guy. Don't be insane. It's up to you though. Really, gauge the situation. And sometimes you go for it, sometimes you don't, but be normal in the end. That's the only important part.
100%. Tommy's relationship tips right here.
Really
true. Yeah. So you mentioned pop music. We read somewhere before that you're kind of being drawn to that sound, wanted to have radio hits, next Ed Sheeran kind of thing. So can you give us more insight on that? What's kind of drawing you to that? And also your thoughts on people who may look down on pop music?
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to make popular records. I want to be a big artist, and I think that's like I think, like, it's a good goal to have. Like, I want to, like, set my standards really high and set my goals really high. I want to be a big artist. I don't think you should look down on pop music, most things that are popular are probably popular for a good reason, and I think that, that maybe we might be straying away from that, or people think that we're straying away from that. People want to think that they're smarter and be like, oh, this is the reason, the powers that be, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like, no, sometimes like stuff's just like pretty good. Like pop music is good, and I feel like being able to push it, like open people up to what they perceive as popular music, you know what I mean? That's the goal.
You said somewhere that your music isn't something necessarily to be listened to like in a club, kind of just on the way somewhere, put you in that like it's gonna be a fun ass night kind of mood.
That's where I listen to music, is like commuting, like anywhere, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's where most people listen to music, is in the car. That's where you go and test the mix, you know what I mean? It's like the car is like a sacred place for music, you know what I mean?
And so when you're on the way to and from, say, an event or trying to get into that mood, like you want to have a good ass night, what is in that mix, and is any of your stuff there?
No, none of my stuff is there unless I'm listening to a project that I'm working on, and I'll be like, I'll throw it on and I'll be like, oh my God, I hope it's good. And then I'm like, oh, this is incredible. This is it. This is amazing. But no, if I'm going out, if I'm like walking around, lot of Rick Ross, lot of Drake, lot of Gucci Mane. Man, who else? I've been listening to Adult a lot. Miley, shout out Miley Duo. The best in the game right now, EDM, electronic music wise. Check out Miley. I'm their biggest fan. Miley Duo. Check them out. That's what I've been listening to.
You were here not too long ago with your own headline show, Sold Out.
Yes.
You said sometime after the show that you felt like you could have cried, right?
Yeah.
It was an amazing show. Everybody singing your lyrics back at you, like energy you can't really put into words.
Yeah.
So do you recall the first time that you remember a song sung back to you, how that made you feel? Where was it? What song it was?
Honestly, like, New York, like, was like the first time. It wasn't like the first time people sang my lyrics back to me, but it was like such a unanimous, like everybody was singing it, you know what I mean? And even if they weren't like screaming it, I could see their mouths moving, and that just like meant so much to me. It was like it felt like a birthday party, you know what I mean? Like I can't believe it, you know what I mean? Like it's like when somebody's singing happy birthday to you, but like you know exactly what to do, you know what I mean? Like when someone sings happy birthday to you and you're like, this is weird. Imagine if that was like a really good vibe. You know what I mean?
The song, the happy birthday song?
Yeah, and like imagine it just made you feel good.
Yeah,
like that's what it's like. I'm like, man, like these people, we know this song, man. Like I made this song in my basement and you're singing it to me. Like New York was like the craziest one. And then Boston was ridiculous. But like every show on the tour I've been like really surprised. Like people know my lyrics now, and that's like such a treat. Like so crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I know you feel. Even the happy birthday songs makes me a little emotional sometimes too.
Literally.
So I can only imagine like all your songs be sung back to you.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they love me, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So you said before that your music, I guess kind of you want it to be a space where everybody can feel, I guess like integrated, accepted, or like you belong here. Mm-hmm. So the shows that I've been to and the shows that I've seen you perform at, there's like so many different faces, so many different archetypes of people. And as someone who is who interacts very heavily with their audience, how does it feel meeting all these different types of people, like, all these bunch of people just congregating for your show? How does it make you feel?
It's crazy. I can't believe it. Like I feel like I display it on my face up there, like looking out at all the people, like, damn, bro, these people know who I am. Like that is crazy, because like it wasn't like always like that, you know what I mean? Like and it, I cannot believe it, like truthfully. Like thank you so much for coming to these shows. It's just like, it's the dream. It is the dream to be able to perform for like these kids that are coming up to me, these people that are coming up to me and being like, this was awesome. Like this was my first show, or like I've been waiting to see you, or I drove to see you 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like I took a flight to see you. Like I'm like, really? Like I can't believe it. Like I get emotional talking about it, because it's like, for so long it was just not like that at all. So it's nice to see everybody like come together for me. It's like a birthday. I feel so selfish. I feel like anytime I have a bad thought, I'm like, bro, my job is literally to sing songs that I made. Like that's, come on, bro. Like lock in,
Even at the New York show, I remember they had to kind of be kicking people out. So many people wanted to meet with you, speak with you.
Yeah, like that's the goal every night. Like I try and talk to as many people as I can every single night, because like if you want to talk to me, like that's my job. Like that's why I'm here. Like I'm an artist. Like artists are supposed to talk to people, you know what I mean? And like I'll talk about whatever. I'll take a picture with anybody, like whatever. That's like the best part, is like talking to everybody. Like, and it's like, it's selfish almost, you know what I mean? Because everybody's like so nice, you know what I mean? And it's like they're giving me things, and it's like I can't really give them that much, you know what I mean, other than the performance, so that's why it's like I get off stage, I'm like sweaty as fuck, and I always try like really fucking hard to make it unforgettable. Like I hope the people that come to the shows are like, don't forget this, you know what I mean, in some capacity, whether that be like, whatever, like just, you can't forget this night. That's how I'm going on stage every night.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I read a little statistic not too long ago. It was like performers, they have this fight or flight kind of adrenaline spike. I think like the heartbeat goes up like 20 to 40 some percent. So when you're up there, I'm assuming that you feel it. You just mentioned like, you're sweating buckets after after your performance. Compared to your first performance and say something like tonight, do you prep for that any differently, or do you kind of just embrace like all that adrenaline and make the most of it?
Well, now it's like that's like my. It's hard to explain because you get used to it, but it's almost like you get addicted to it in a way. Like, and that's like, that sounds like a little corny or whatever, but like, you like before the like you're like, oh, there's that feeling again. Like sometimes it's like an hour before the show, sometimes it's like 15 minutes before the show, but it always happens, and it's like I saw this quote one time of like a UFC fighter that was like, you feel like before your first fight, you feel like you're like jumping out of a plane, or like before any fight, you feel like you're about to jump out of a plane. And that's like how that's what it feels like. Cause like once you're up there, you're just up there. Like something could go wrong. Like you could die. You know what I mean? Like you never know. So like you got to go up there like, all right, fuck it, bro. Like I'm ready to die, you know? Yeah. So I'm always ready to die up there.
We got Verse the Machine not too long ago from you. I know that you said that year felt like technology was kind of all against you, turned against you, stuff like that. So 2026, the beef with you and technology, you guys squashed it.
It's like it's my bastard lover, you know what I mean? No, yeah, I think the technology is an ongoing struggle. I would love to live with no technology if I could. If we could get rid of all this, I would prefer that.
What are your thoughts on AI then?
What do you think? They're trying to get in my head. They asked me this in another interview. They tried to say I was a fucking robot as well. I'm not a fucking robot.
They said that you were a robot in an interview?
I don't remember, but I think it came up. Run it back, someone. I don't know. Tim. Yeah, they tried to say I was a goddamn robot. You can laugh like, no, everyone's in the room fucking laughing, but that's true.
Really?
I know. I'm not getting the goddamn Neuralink, whatever you say. I'm not going to do it. No, I don't like AI. I'm against it. Okay. Versus the machine.
So you and technology did not squash the beef?
No, it's my bastard mistress lover. God.
Got it. All right, so throwing it back a little.
I'm not an idiot.
Throwing it back a little bit, 2020, we got your first album, right? 2023, we could see a very stark contrast, even just the last single that you dropped, right? Very stark contrast in sound. From 2020 to 2023, what kind of changed like that sound? And also, sometime in the future, can we expect to hear something like your very old stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Like I haven't really thought about it like it's been a change, like it's just been like all one long thing, you know what I mean? And like sometimes I get deeper into some pockets than others, but it's all me. Like I still love to make that type of stuff, and I do make that. And it's like, to me, it's like the same stuff, you know what I mean? It's like it's all representative of me, and pretty well, you know? Like if you're talking about acoustic, then like for sure, like I'll run that back. Like I plan to do a bunch of crazy stuff. Like I don't think I'll ever stop making music, you know. I feel like I'm always gonna try and like expand on Tommy Fleece, expand on my sound, and just get better and crazier and you know, better, you know, whatever, like me, you know.
Okay, sounds good. I'm throwing it back a little too. I read somewhere you had a milk carton thrown at your head at a show sometime in Texas.
Basically, I was performing with in a backyard in Austin. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to Scissor House. I don't think it's even there anymore. But I was playing with a band called Hookie. Shout out to Hookie, Philly Goats. I think they just put something out. Go check that out. Shout out Hookie. And I was performing, and it was going like well, you know what I mean? Like people liked it. This was the height of Tommy's Tech Tips just came out. You know what I mean? People were saying Tommy here from Tommy's Tech Tips to me. That was very nice. And I ended the night off with Radiohead Creep a cappella. A lot of people don't know about this either, but people sang Radiohead Creep with me. And then, so the backyard was like next to an apartment complex, and someone went on their balcony, and you know those cartons of milk from school that they would give you?
Square ones,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Just pelted me in the head, bro.
chocolate or no?
No, just regular old milk just pelted me in the head, and I was just like I was wearing my like favorite shirt, and I was just like covered in milk, and I was carrying around this giant bag, so I was just like covered in milk and carrying around this giant bag, and then we had to sleep at this like terrible motel with bed bugs and cockroaches, and then Hookie, actually, shout out to Hookie defending me. They said they would effing kill them, whoever that was, during their set, and we were like brothers, like Fast and Furious, Fast 7.
Damn. Then I also wanted to ask, so fashion, right? We all know how fashion adjacent the music world is, regardless of the genre. And I think, someone as yourself, you kind of have your own individual, unique swag about you. Even the hat, right? It's become a staple signature look. The cover art to your new single as well.
Yeah.
So would you be able to walk us through kind of, I guess, what inspires your kind of swag? If it's something that's just you, I think it just perfect representation of your sound. And then if you could give us like a look into your closet.
Yeah. It's pop art. It's the same thing. It's what I was talking about. And you see it. That's how it should be. It's pop art. You see something and you're like, oh, that's so me. That's exactly what it is. That's all there is to it. You know what I mean? That's how you build your style. That's how you build your fashion. And that's how you get into anything, music. You know what I mean? That's so me. And once you see this, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, I kind of unlocked something like, I really like this. Maybe I didn't know I liked this before. Like, I love the colors. I love, the off-kilterness of it. Now you kind of unlocked a new lane. You know what I mean? Just keep dressing and keep trying stuff out. Learn your proportions. And then you can kind of do whatever you want. Read the script and then literally rip it in half. That's what I always say. But a look into my closet. So today I'm wearing this. I just picked this up the other day. I'm going to stand up, okay?
All right. You want to hold the mic?
Yeah. Is this good? Is this okay? Yeah, here. So we got the woods behind us. Little fit rundown. This is my outfit. So we got some Tibetan beads from San Francisco, Haight Ashbury. Gucci on the shades, had to. Literally, genuinely had to go Gucci on the shades, trying to get a contract with them. Alpine hat, that's what I call it, Alpine hat. And then on the shirt, just pick this one up. This is Comme des Garçons. A lot of people don't know about that, yeah. And, if you look, I'm very excited about this piece. You can put the hood up like this. Double. Literally. And then on the jeans, so if you'll pan down to the jeans, these are Naked and Famous. I believe they are Weird Guy. So these came out, I think, 2014. They did a little bit of a rainbow twill to them. So, and then on the shoes, if you'll pan down once more, Oakley on the shoes. Oakley hit me up. I need some new boots. You know what I mean? These are the best shoes I've ever worn. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing, and and if anyone works for a sock company, hit me up. I forgot socks for this trip. I've been out here like 6 days. It's brutal.
Right, perfect, thank you. The last question, in a live, you dropped Skrillex, I think, as a dream collaboration. So as an artist, I guess his evolution, does that resonate with you in any way? And how has he affected your sound that you put out there?
Completely. I think he's so cool, coming from an emo background and killing it at such a young age, cementing his role in emo community, and then transitioning into not only transitioning into electronic music, but low key not low key changing electronic music so much that he's so polarizing. The people in Britain hate him, the people that are oh, this isn't dubstep, this is bro step, and it's bro, nah, Skrillex is just a Chad. He was nah, this is what I'm making now, and people were it's pop art, you listen to it, you hear it, and you're just this makes me feel a certain way. It's pop art, you know what I mean? You don't have to think too much about it. You hear it and you're holy shit, that's good, you know what I mean? And I think he's just so unbelievably talented, and his unrelentingness in being good, you know what I mean? He doesn't put shit out that's bad, and I really respect that. Everything he does, I think, is super cool.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking the time your day to speak with us. All right, thank you guys.